Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Siri. Siri, decía hello. Hello. Yes, gorgeous people. We're going to discuss a few things. I don't know about you, but don't you see, at least to me, I started exploring a little bit and thinking a little bit, why all these attacks from Harry about suing here and suing there, suing the press, now attacking Camilla and Prince Charles, ultimately ends with Prince William. All these, it's like rage, it's like a bitch raid, like, a woman who's scorned. You know how a woman attacks when she's scorned? That's exactly what Prince Harry's behavior looks like. So we're going to explore who Meghan Markle's and Harry's, we'll say Harry, but Meghan Markle's is really, we all know that Harry is Meghan Markle's puppet. We know that Harry doesn't do anything without this woman engineering it or creating it or whatever you want to call it. We know that that's Meghan behind it. And they look like random attacks, like anger, a lot of anger. We do know that Harry's angry at William because he's envious as hell. And for people who think that that doesn't affect, that doesn't have any impact, that is wrong. A lot of brothers killed other brothers, for a lot less. So let's explore what's really going on with all of these attacks by Meghan Markle to Prince William using Prince Harry. Because Meghan Markle is using Prince Harry, whom she knows William really loved, to attack William. That's my theory. This is all Meghan Markle's strategy on how to hurt William the most. She's going after Charles. She knows that he doesn't care about Camilla. So this is why she's not really attacking Camilla. But she's going after Charles. She went after his marriage, his children, and now his reputation with this new claims that he settled for the lawsuit. And we're going to explore a little bit about what this means for Harry and his lawsuit. Please, let's explore this. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much. And make sure you still subscribe, because YouTube randomly unsubscribes people. It's an algorithm they have that they will unsubscribe you if they, it's just they do this every so often. So this is why a lot of people say, I haven't unsubscribed. YouTube has confirmed to me and to other YouTubers that they will, they will do random unsubscribing. So make sure you still subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I wanted to show you something. No, I'm not wearing makeup. And many of you asked me, I'm going to keep it a little bit longer so you can see it, because you can see it here. Okay, this is called Eucerin. I don't know how you say it in English. Eucerin 50 Photo Aging Control. This is the only thing I use. This is why you see my skin like that. And I hate to waste it because it's expensive. But it comes out like this. Look. But it's very, very. You see, it's very liquidy. You don't need very much. So yeah. And it's helping great. I don't know if you can see this. I'm sorry about my eye. I don't know if you can see this. I have like I don't know how close to get. A little bit of like here. Can you see this? This is like a sunspot, and this one. But you really have to go in there to see it. I'm not wearing anything. I'm wearing eyeliner. I'm not even wearing thing. I'm wearing eyeliner and my lipstick, lip gloss. So let's get into this video. What is this lawsuit really about, and who's behind it? It all starts with this. Was there a secret deal between royal family and Murdoch's media empire? You would read that and you see Harry. My God, he really is ugly. My goodness. He really, really is ugly. What an ugly looking guy. I got to tell you, I don't know why people thought he was good looking. This man is actually very, very ugly. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. People say there's a secret deal between the royal family and Murdoch's media empire. So you would think he's talking about the entire royal family, right? Well, I believe that you would be wrong. You start off by reading among the many extraordinary claims in Prince Harry's legal case against News UK, one stands out. The allegation that there was a secret deal between Murdoch's newspaper group and the monarchy to stop members of the royal family suing over phone hacking. His ultimate thing is that Charles was behind this because there were some conversations between him and Camilla that would have been exposed. And we know that Charles has been waging a PR war for more than God knows how many years since Princess Diana died, to have people like Camilla and accept her and whatever in order to get his ultimate goals. That is a fact. We all know that, okay? Don't come here and, I'm angry, Paula, you're trashing Charles. No, it's a fact. It's a fact, okay? But it would seem that he's going after Camilla and his father. The prince suggests that this arrangement was known about by his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. So this man, in appearance, would seem as Harry going after the Queen, Prince William, and leading courtiers. If you look at this, now it's not Charles who knows about this, it's the Queen and William. Harry claims that under the terms of this supposed deal, royal victims of phone hacking would receive a settlement and an apology when all other phone hacking cases had concluded. So if you look at this, he didn't say Charles. He's blaming the Queen and Prince William. He's blaming the beloved Queen Elizabeth, who's dead and can't defend herself, and Prince William, who is alive and who's the heir to the throne. Okay? The objective, he claims, was to ensure members of the royal family were kept out of the witness box and ensure there was no need for a public falling out with a powerful newspaper group that could write negative stories about the royal family. Harry says the existence of this deal is one of the reasons he waited until 2019 to file legal proceedings against News Group paper, the parent company of The Sun and the News of the World, which is BS. This is BS because when he says that he waited until 2019, that means that he was aware there was a lawsuit. That means that he had legal representation because he later on admits he has legal representation. If he wants to sue somebody, he should sue his lawyers or the law firm that represented him, because clearly he had legal advice. Clearly he knew there was a lawsuit, so he can't claim ignorance. That this is him saying that he waited. He chose to wait. For whatever reason he may give now as an excuse, but it was a choice that he made to wait. And he'd known about this story at least since 2011. The lawsuit, everything exploded 2006, 2008. I mean, he's known about this. And he chose to wait. That is his problem. And that is his legal advisor's problems, that he has to take it up with him. But people wonder why. Why? Just think about this for a little bit. The problem is that Rupert Murdoch's media company has denied such a deal exists and claims Harry simply missed a legal deadline to file his paperwork. It wants a judge to throw out the case before it goes to trial next year on the basis that the royal should have suspected he was potentially a victim at a much earlier time. It's not only that he should have suspected, he was named and included in the lawsuit. And he has admitted that he had legal representation because he goes on to say that he had legal representation. Each of them had legal representation, and his name was mentioned back in 2011, 2000. I mean, so he's known about this. It's not new. Harry has not provided, as usual, guys, Harry has not provided of the alleged agreement. Although if such a sensitive arrangement was made, then it is possible that it was verbal rather than on paper. I'm going to get into this a little bit because my ex-husband, as you all know, there's accusations about me. Like, he would launch the worst, disgusting possible accusations against me without any evidence, but they would be so outlandish and they would be put on paper, so they're part of the public record, which is what Harry's doing. So I can recognize the strategy that he's doing here. He knows that there's nothing he can back it up with, but he puts it out there just to create chaos and defamation of the character of the person. Okay? Now, FYI, all legal arrangements are always, when it involves money, at least they're all on paper, because the money has to be tracked. So it has to be some backup of that. But this is what Harry's doing. Supposedly, it's Harry doing this, okay? And this strategy is very much of a bitch of a woman, who's angry and it's just, going to do whatever she can to destroy you. Even Harry is unsure who told him about the supposed deal. According to legal filings, the royal was informed of the deal's existence alongside his brother at some point in 2012. He says this was by the royal family solicitor Gerard Tyrrell, I hope I'm pronouncing it okay, of Harbottle and Lewis, or someone else from within the institution of the monarchy. So he's stating that the royal family had a lawyer, a solicitor. So this is the person he should be suing, not the newspapers, because this is the person who poorly advised them, or whatever it was. According to his legal filings, the deal between the royal household and senior executives at Murdoch's company would ensure members of the royal family could only bring phone hacking claims at the conclusion of ongoing phone hacking cases. And at that stage, he claims, would be admitted or settled with an apology. It basically is saying you have to wait. This is what he's, from what I understand, because this is so messy, it's just like a word salad, just like Meghan Markle. Because Meghan Markle doesn't talk, she spews shit out of her mouth. Basically, what he's claiming that the royal family and Murdoch's company did was, we're going to wait until the time limit to introduce a proper lawsuit expires, and then we'll compensate you. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm reading. And then we're going to give you an apology, okay, and compensation. But that's insane, because that would mean that the royal family would be left with no cards. Now, if this case started at a certain point, then that's the starting point. Because unless, of course, there's an agreement reached in writing about this, then that would put a conclusion to this case. And that would mean that Harry was informed. The fact that he knew about these documents, the fact that he knew about this case and this settlement, implies that he was aware of what's going on, and he had a say in it. He was not a helpless child. He was a grown-ass man who could have taken, things into his own hands. And let's say that Meghan was, because he already knew Meghan. We knew that he was hooked up by money or whatever with Meghan since 2016. I'm sure he was telling her everything since then. So he had 3 years. But he says that he chose to wait. He chose to wait until 2020 because when his demands were not met, his and Meghan's demands were not met, this is when all started. If you really think about it, this is when all started, when Meghan did not get what she wanted. People, I don't know why they're not making the connection that this all started as soon as, this is from 2020, when he started with all of this, when he's demanding, he's suing the family for security, he's suing, all these lawsuits is because he's lashing out because his whims and Meghan's, mostly Meghan's, were not given. Now, Harry's barrister says that there have been written submissions that discussions and authorization from the royal family over the agreement included the late Queen and 2 of her private secretaries, as well as private secretaries for William and Harry. Again, they're going after her late Majesty and William. The ultimate victim in Meghan Markle's attacks is William. Make no mistake about it. And she's using Harry. That's her spear, Harry. Harry says he received the support of the Queen and her aides when he attempted to push back on the supposed deal in 2017, only to struggle and be repeatedly frustrated by courtiers close to his father Charles. This makes no sense, because Above, he's talking about William and Harry's lawyer. And not below that Charles got involved when he hasn't even talked about Charles at all. He's talked about the monarchy, Her late Majesty the Queen, and William. Okay? Harry claims Murdoch Company tried to avoid keeping to its part of the supposed deal and issuing a public apology. I suspect, this is Harry speaking, Murdoch's newspaper group was banking on the public becoming bored of phone hacking after so many years, and therefore, when it came to the end of the litigation, whenever that would be, any apologies that it was forced to give wouldn't really be newsworthy, he said in his statement. This is how Meghan Markle thinks. And in a way, it is also Charles, and he kind of is right here because Charles' long-term strategy is to hope that people will forget about things. And then if you bring them up, it's like, oh, such a long time ago. They're so happy now. You know, in a way, this makes sense, but it doesn't make sense with the fact that he knew about it. So Harry was aware that this was going on. So at any given point, he could have acted. So if he wants to sue somebody, the people he should be suing is not the newspaper. It is Charles, Prince William. These are the right people who, in his mind, have swindled him and prevented him from exercising his legal right to sue, to defend himself. Those are the real people who he goes after. He's saying that the royal family did this to me. The royal family did that. The royal family are to blame. However, Anthony Hudson for News Group newspapers told the court on Tuesday that there was no evidence of a secret deal and that Harry was asserting the existence of the supposed arrangement as a last-minute legal tactic. That is called bad legal practices, because whenever you assert something in a court of law, you can't just go and blab it. You know, you have to say, here's the document that proves this and this and this and that. You can't just go blabbing like my ex-husband did. You know, and then whenever he was asked to present evidence, he couldn't put any forward because there was none. It was a lie, which is basically what Harry's doing right now. He's just throwing really sneaky, nasty allegations just to cause reputational damage. The delay is matched by the extreme vagueness with which the circumstances of this secret agreement are described in the Duke of Sussex evidence, he said, which is true. Whenever people are lying, they're not specific. They can't give you, here's a document, or here, this is what happened. They never make a statement. They just make vague or very ambiguous statements that are defamatory as hell. The barrister pointed out that Harry did not say in his evidence who had made the agreement, whom it applied to, when it was made, or a date when it was meant to expire. A list of lawyers who had worked in high-profile jobs at Murdoch's company all insisted they had never heard of such a deal. Of course, because this is all made up by Harry. Actually, it's by Meghan, who thinks she's a paralegal because she was in a supporting role in a shit cable show filmed in Toronto. Yet the court did hear that at least one member of the royal family had been able to strike a secret deal with Murdoch's company. This is where Harry and Meghan shoot themselves in the foot. I'll tell you why. Because he admits that he knew there was a secret deal. He knows that there was a deal that Prince William reached. By him knowing about it means he was informed about it. And whether he's allowed to talk about it because this falls under private, this is confidential between two parties. If he knows about it, it's because he was informed about it. Do you know what I'm getting at? He was informed about it. This is why he knows of this deal. Because otherwise, it would be absolutely confidential and they wouldn't be able to get their hands on that paper. Harry revealed that Prince William had settled his own not previously publicized phone hacking claim against Murdoch's company for a huge sum of money in 2020. The fact that it was not publicized and it was Prince William's prerogative to settle the case out of court. That's a prerogative, a legal prerogative anybody can do to avoid going to court. The fact that he knew about this means that he had a choice to exercise that legal prerogative, but he didn't. My feeling is that, number one, his deadline for that passed and he didn't get any money nor any apology. I don't think it was after the apology. I really believe this is after the money because they're hurting for money. Harry asks how his brother's deal was reached without any of the public being told. He suggests William reach a favorable deal in return for him going quietly, so to speak. No. The public didn't need to be told because it was a private deal between two parties. That's part of the deal. But the fact that if there are paperwork there, or if there is any deal that was reached, I am sure that there is paperwork behind it. But that is William's. This is how, well, William did it, and therefore I can do it now. No, he had a deadline to do. But he chose not to use it. He chose to let it pass. To me, this is all that Meghan found out about it. She's really angry and she's going after William. Why is she going after William? She has gone after his marriage, his family. She's using idiot Harry to go after him and cause as much damage, using a loved one. I mean, this is how Meghan's kind of evil, that she's not above using anybody. She's not above using the children that she claims to have to hurt others, even if it means hurting the children, because she's doing that right now by isolating those children from seeing the rest of the family members. That is on purpose. That is her way of causing damage, because unlike her, other people actually value family relations. So she's hurting her kids to hurt Harry, to manipulate Harry, and to hurt the royal family. And let me tell you something, by her not allowing the royal family to see the kids, it's implying that they're that terrible that she won't let them hang out around the royal family. Just like when she didn't invite her family to the wedding, it was implied that they're so terrible that they're not going to be invited to the wedding. So you would be thinking, why is Meghan angry? She got what she wanted, supposedly. She was plucked from skanky D-listdom to a royal status. She got the fame she would have never gotten given BJs to any producer, especially at the 36, 37, 38. Meghan Markle is not aging well at all. This is a woman who hates that she has any black in her, and it's incredibly amazing that, the black community is embracing her. This is a woman who has 2 children, supposedly, who now she calls them prince and princess. Mostly princess, not prince. The boy is Archie. Supposedly, she has all these deals and everything. But why is she going after Prince William? She went after Catherine. She bullied Charlotte and maybe the other children as well. She went after his everything, after the Queen. Let's look how ruthless Harry has been when he went after the Queen, when they did that Oprah thing. And it's like, and the worst thing when you talk to a narcissist, even when you catch them, you know what they do? They look at you and they go, so what is your problem? Quit annoying me. And they will completely gaslight you. They really don't care. They really don't care. Meghan has been using Harry to cause as much anger, that much damage to the royal family, because she's angry, in my very humble opinion, that William rejected her advances, rejected her as a person, rejected her as a woman. William is the first man that looked at her for who she is, for whom she is, which is a skank, a D-list, unattractive, unremarkable, less than average skank. William saw right through her, and she can't stand people who see right through her. He got her number in no time. He got her number in no time. This is why, at the very end of the day, even though they talk Charles, they talk this, they talk that, if you look at all the articles, it always comes down to William. What do you guys think? And I don't think she's about to stop, because she wants to ruin it. And I mean, this is a woman who's causing as much damage as possible before Harry comes over to the coronation to get more footage for whatever it is that they need to get in order to keep exploiting and monetizing whatever brand is left over, or they're allowed to. She's making it so uncomfortable for Harry when he comes over here that he wants to come with a psychologist or a therapist or whatever it is that he's coming with. So this is a woman who has absolutely zero conscience, or she doesn't feel bad about anything or anybody. She was able to do that to her father. And what she's doing to her own children, alleged own children, and now Harry, who's an idiot. And let's not forget that kiss, you know, when that kiss cam. Why wouldn't she give him a kiss, even if it's a peck? Why? Because she can't stand him. She really can't stand him. It's like, no, don't kiss me, but here you are. I'll touch your arm. And the reason why that went out, because if you look at Harry and Meghan's modus operandi, is they launch an attack and then they appear all lovey-dovey in public. Nothing bothers us. Taking pictures. This is a woman who's giving more BJs. Oh, I'm so shy and coy. A 41-year-old hard porn woman, you know, all acting all shy and coy. I don't want to kiss my husband. I have to kiss him. So it makes no sense. She really doesn't need him anymore. She's not going to kiss his ass anymore. He doesn't have to kiss him anymore. You know, this is clearly a woman who was never in love. She wants to do a Princess Diana thing, you know, but at least Princess Diana had the decency to turn her back, and she really disliked Charles at that point when she, you know, turned the cheek around. But it really is such a weird thing. It's like she's smiling, and that idiot goes for a kiss. I don't know why he would want to kiss her skanky mouth. Meghan Markle, some people have told me, has bad breath. Because I have a friend actually who's been around her quite a lot. So, and she has bad breath. This is a woman who does not look nice, never has looked nice. She's very photogenic and telegenic to a point, but up close and personal, she's not that. All there. I don't know why people keep going that she's so beautiful. She's average looking. And what she's done to her face, this is why she was away, or she wasn't in hiding, or she didn't want to come, or that's just a Sussex shy. No. She didn't want to show her face because she was getting it fixed. And I don't know why people can't see that. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And people say it's the hair. I'm laughing. I'm sorry. So this is the reason why we're going to continue seeing this attack. And Meghan's biggest message to the royal family, especially to Prince William, is you don't turn me down. This is what happens when you don't do what I want you. This is what happens when a man rejects me. And I'm not about to stop until she is stopped. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know.